Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to CHIKARA's Podcast-A-Go-Go, your weekly home for CHIKARA's brand of pro wrestling. My name's Gavin Loudspeaker. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be wrapping up our coverage of our iPPV Under the Hood from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. We're going to take a look right now at a surprise bonus tag team attraction that we saw. Los Ice Creams taking on the very, very impressive, very scary Devastation Corporation.
Ice Cream Jr. making their pay-per-view debut here at Under the Hood. As are the Devastation Corporation and the worst ice cream sandwich possible. We already had one team in 3.0 accumulate their 3 points toward contention. Will the Devastation Corporation be the next? As Blaster McMassive is just walking around the ring and just tosses Ice Cream Jr. over his head like he was a small child. And they've got El Hijo de Ice Cream set up. If they connect with this, the death drop. That's a big boy coming off the top. Cover.
And now continuing our coverage of our iPPV Under the Hood, we're going to take a look now at the main event of the evening when Grand Champ Eddie Kingston took on then challenger Tim Donst, who unfortunately...
You just take every jab that you possibly can against me, don't you?
You're not the first bully I've ever encountered, Tim Donst.
What Eddie Kingston can do. One of the most dangerous men in all of wrestling. One of the most hardest hitting men in all of wrestling. But Tim Donst, again, call it crazy, call it fearless. And they're just putting his body on the line, tossing himself through the top rope. I don't know what's going through Don's mind. I tried to get some answers from him. And I got a lot of fans have speculated that if he is victorious here today, then maybe we're going to get to see that old Donst, I guess. But I don't know if that old Donst is long gone or just going to continue to fuel this madman, this crazed madman that we've seen over the last 6 months.
Definitely a crazed madman since losing his hair to Hallowicked. We've seen a completely altered Tim Donst and almost a sort of worship Hallowicked like a god, almost saying over and over that he's the greatest Young Lions Cup champion after saying himself he was the greatest Young Lions Cup champion before he lost.
Well, I think the only person who's in the Tim Donst camp these days is Jakob Hammermeyer, who you see at ringside accompanying his man. I tried to take Jakob aside today, take him out for lunch, to talk to him about what's going on inside his head. Still letting Donst abuse him the way that he was, and he just had no part of it.
Yeah. Tim Donst likes to talk about karma a lot. Well, he's building up plenty of it right now. Bad karma.
And these fans here in Philadelphia behind Eddie Kingston, a man who is undefeated on iPPV, Tim Donst, yet to score a single victory on iPPV. He had a very bad half of the beginning of 2012, but recent victories that he had over the likes of Gran Akuma, over Dasher Hatfield, and he gave Eddie Kingston in the finals of Cybernetico just 2 weeks ago. Eddie Kingston's only pinfall loss in all of 2012 came at the hands of Tim Donst.
And once more, Tim Donst was our Cybernetico champion. Definitely making him, without a doubt, the #1 contender for the CHIKARA Grand Championship as he's trying to get Eddie Kingston. No, Donst! Donst gets suplexed right to the floor.
You know, Wink was telling me before he has an idea of how to determine contenders going into 2013. but I saw his book of plans that he has, and he's got dates all the way up until the end of the year in 2013. I don't know how he's going to figure this out. He's a busy man.
Eddie Kingston back to his feet now. After scoring with that suplex on the outside, Eddie Kingston back inside the ring.
A crazed look in the eye of Eddie Kingston here. He wants to beat Tim Donst. Well, he wants to beat everybody in wrestling to prove that he is the best. You know, Eddie Kingston, 8 defenses against people who are no longer in Chikara, who've gone on to bigger and better things.
Tim Donst,
in their opinion at least.
Draping Kingston on the apron and then driving him neck first into his knee.
But again, as I mentioned, people who think they're going on to bigger and better things were sent out of Chikara by Eddie Kingston. Brody Lee, Vin Gerard, Sarah Del Rey. These are just some of the names that have fallen at the hands of Eddie Kingston in 2012. And now Tim Donst just tossing Kingston into the barricade surrounding the ring here.
Continuing his assault.
And that concludes our coverage of Under the Hood, the highlights of Under the Hood. I know you came for the podcast A-Go-Go, but my name's Tim Donst, and this should have been the Throwdown Lowdown.